Have you ever wondered why you lose in Marvel Rivals or just video games in general? Are your supports not supporting? Are your tanks not tanking? Do your DPS have the aim of a fucking pineapple? Those are all reasons why you can lose games in Marvel Rivals or just competitive video games in general. But the reason that you lose a lot in competitive games, but mainly Marvel Rivals today, it's your fault. The reason that you lose in Marvel Rivals specifically for this video, it's your ego. And I kind of want to talk about it because I see a lot of people still confused at this point about why they lose in Marvel Rivals every single game, or why they have a 50-50, win rate or whatever. They win one, they lose one, they win one, they lose one, and they're stuck in a rank that they think that they don't deserve to be in, and they think they deserve to be 2-3 ranks higher, but they can never get there because their team sucks and they're good, and everybody else just ruins their rank games for them. We're gonna talk about that today.
Now a word from our sponsors.
Hi, before using Dubby, I was a father of 12. But now, after Dubby, I'm a deadbeat dad.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Let's see what we got in here for the Dubby. Big Dubby. We got the motherfucking... Oh shit. So the first flavor of Dubby, we have peach and beet.
You what?
Second flavor of Dubby, we got the dragon maple. Next flavor we have laxative.
What?
Laxy grenade. Next flavor we have this is a 0 sugar powder pack. And last but certainly not least, we have Heinz Berry Splash. I'm Wasabi, and this has been your Dubby advertisement.
The reason that you are losing in Marvel Rivals is because of your ego. Now, everybody who plays a multiplayer game competitively has an ego. You might not think you have one, but you do. It doesn't matter what rank you are. You could be bronze, silver, eternity, celestial, one above all. You have an ego. And depending on how long you've been playing Marvel Rivals or hero shooters in general, or just how good you think you are at hero shooters or just games in general, will determine on how big your ego truly is. And for anybody who's played any competitive game, you know the people that I'm talking about. They're in absolutely every single rank, from bronze all the way up to one above all. Every single rank has those like clump of people who think that they just know everything and are right every single time, and just think that they are just the best player in the fucking game. Now, it's funny when these type of people are in bronze and silver, and they'll be like, oh, I have, an 80% win rate and 500 hours in the game, but they've never gotten out of silver and barely got to gold. They might have sniffed gold 3, but they can barely get out the fucking middle ranks of the game. And I know people are gonna watch this video and say, oh no, you don't understand. Every time I log into the game, my teammates ruin my games. They sell me. My healers never heal me. My supports never do anything. My DPS never aim and get good picks. My tanks never take up any good space. I'm the only good person on my team. No, you're not. And in fact, a lot of the times you might be the reason that your team loses a lot of the time. You just don't recognize that, and so you won't improve because of that. Now, I'm not here to act like, I am just, above all of this. Do I tend to blame my teammates at times where I am at fault? Yes. I do blame my teammates when I could have been better. But right now I'm currently in diamond rank, and I've been in diamond every season from the beginning of Marvel Rivals. And the main reason that I've been consistently getting diamond is because I understand that in order for me to climb up the ranks, I have to improve to be the best support player that I can. I'm a support man. I have to be the best support player that I can be, regardless of if I do get bad teammates, which is bound to happen. Are you gonna have some games where you have bad teammates who make horrible decisions? Yes. Are you gonna have bad supports who double support when they didn't need to, or who don't heal you and just decide to do DPS, or who are just out of position? Yes. Are you gonna have DPS with the aim of a fucking pineapple? Yes. Are you gonna have tanks who want to play like supports and be behind you, not take up damage and take up space and actually do what a tank is supposed to do? Yes. But notice I said sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna get those types of people on your team. You're not gonna get that type of person every single game that you play in Marvel Rivals. If you play Rivals, let's say you play 30 games of Rivals rank. Out of those 30 games, I would say about maybe 5 life, maybe 7 of those games you had somebody sell your games. Maybe 7. I really think it's 5. But out of those 30, you might have sold 10 of those games. You're a support player, you might not have hit crucial freezes as Luna, which if you would have hit, the ties of the fucking team fight might have turned and y'all might have won. You might have missed your sleeps as Mantis. You might have double support ulted with your Sue or your Mantis or even your Adam Warlock. You might have done that. You might have missed a crucial shot as DPS. You might not know how to take up space correctly as a tank. You aren't as good as you think you are, which is essentially what I'm saying. People with ginormous egos think they're better than what they actually are, and they don't look inward to improve. They just blame everybody because they think they're just the best motherfucker in the fucking game, which is why those Elo Hell videos do so well with games like, because a person will be gold but think that they deserve Grandmaster because everybody else on their team sucks. Everybody on your team doesn't suck. You might be that person on the team that sucks. You might have horrible accuracy. You might have horrible positioning. You might have horrible decision making. You might have all of those things, and all of those things combined into you losing the game for your team. And the only way to improve is to look inward before you try to blame out. And because I've been playing fighting games my whole life, I kind of already had this going into Rivals. Sometimes when I'm playing Rivals, I end up, just flaming my teammates because I'm tilted. Yes, everybody does that. But playing fighting games my entire life, there's no one to blame for losing except you. If somebody's spamming the same low kick over and over again in Street Fighter, block it and punish them accordingly. If somebody is jumping and constantly doing the same attack and they're just spamming and spamming and spamming, block it and punish it. The only reason that you lose in a fighting game is your fault. You didn't take the grab. You mistimed your super. You might have, drive impacted in Street Fighter just for no reason and they countered you and parried it and beat the fuck out of you. And the only thing you can blame is yourself. You can try to say that, oh, they were spammy and oh, they were playing the game in a weird and stupid way, but at the end of the day, you lost because of your poor decision making. And when it comes down to games like this where teamwork is very, very important, people do not look inward. People just blame outward because it can't be their fault as to why they lose, because they're a great player. They've never gotten out of silver, but they're a great player. Because no matter what you try to say about, your DPS or your support or your tanks, none of that flaming that you're doing to them while you're, spamming the fucking tab button to look at the scores and look at the healing and look at the accuracy, look at the damage block, none of that yelling that you're doing at that screen, at that scoreboard, is going to help you be better at Marvel Rivals. There is no Marvel Rivals player that is perfect in this game. This game is too young for you to think that you're just the best fucking player in the game, especially if you're low elo. This game is forever evolving and forever changing, especially it being so, young at this point. You are not perfect. You are not the perfect player. Even people who are top 500 is not the perfect player. They're not good at every single character or at every single role. There's no one who is, the best at tank, DPS, and support. There's no one who is just, the best at every single aspect of this game. Every player in this game has a weakness. Every single player in this game has a hero that they absolutely suck at. They have a role that they absolutely suck at. Because at the bare minimum, the best way to climb is to have 2 roles that you're good at, or that you're really, really good at. Whether that's tank and support, DPS and support, tank and DPS, whatever combination it is, that's one of the best ways to climb, because the more familiar you are with different roles, the better the player you will be. And notice I said the better player you will be, because another great way to climb is to be the best player that you can be. Because once you improve to the best of your abilities, then you will start to climb more. Once you only worry about your gameplay and try to have the best support, DPS, or tank gameplay that you can have at whatever role that you normally play, then you will start to climb. You will start to say, oh, like these games are kind of easier because I'm not just flaming my team and worrying about my team messing up and everybody else not doing what they're supposed to do. You only worry about what you're supposed to do and do that to the best of your ability. If you're a support, you need to worry about getting your heals, timing your ults right, placing your ults right, making sure that when you need to do DPS, you do DPS. When you need to heal and you need to focus on one person, or if you're a Luna, you need to focus on hitting big freezes, freeze Doctor Strange out of his ult, and freeze other, heroes out of their ult. Learn when to, ping for flankers or, call for a peel and stuff like that. Once you worry about getting your gameplay right and being the best player that you can be, then you can climb. You don't want to be the person that every single time you hop in the game, you're talking about my teammates suck. Y'all better not make me lose. I've been on a losing streak streak all day. None of my teammates are good. Y'all better not lose or I'ma crash out. Nobody wants to play with people like that. You're already setting off the vibes badly in that type of situation. Now everybody's worried that you're gonna be the one selling, because once you die once, now all of a sudden you're rage quitting and you're saying, oh, y'all are trash, y'all are trash, y'all are trash. You're gonna lose games like that, because the mentality is the next big thing that a lot of Rivals players I see do not have. A lot of Rivals players will literally lose one game, tilt off a fucking cliff, and then now they're fucking tilt queuing all day, wondering why they're losing and wondering why out of the 20 games they played, they might have won 5. And out of those, and even in those 5 wins, they were still tilting off a cliff every single time they died because it was somebody else's fault. The game is shit. They shouldn't have died to whatever they died to. Even though their positioning could have been bad, they could have been standing right in front of a Punisher ulting and got melted, and now they're flaming their DP, and now they're flaming their supports for not healing out, you know, all that damage and shit. If you do not have a good mentality when it comes down to competitive games, if you tilt easily and often, you're not going to win a lot. You're just not. Because having the mentality to actually lock the fuck in and focus on your gameplay and playing your gameplay to the best of your abilities, then you're gonna lose a lot. A lot of players do not have that mentality. They have the mentality of, oh, I just kind of can just shut my brain off and run around and the win will just come to me. No, you gotta earn it. Even if you're a low rank, you gotta earn it. No matter what rank you are, you gotta earn it. You can't just expect for the win to come to you because you think you're that good. 90% of the time, you're not that good. You're not the player that you think that you are. There is always something to improve on, something to work on, something to, you know, lab, a replay to watch, a VOD to review. There's always something that you can do as a player to get better. Watch a YouTube tutorial, watch high-ranking players of your certain hero or role. Find ways to improve and work upon those ways to actually get better, instead of just having your ego be the reason that you're stuck in bronze with Iron Fist and Spider-Man mains.
Can you